Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone for the Sunday morning session on the science of self-realization. Before we begin our session, let's offer our prayers to Prabhupada and Lord Krishna. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandrodaya ki jai Shri Nitai Gauranga ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So welcome everyone for the Sunday morning session on science of self-realization. We are speaking from this book, and today we have brought to you a new topic, very interesting topic, which most of us would be interested to know what its subject is. That what is a guru? We have heard the word guru, and what does it mean to be a guru? Who is the real guru? And what is guru's actual duty, responsibility, business? All those things we try to understand in sessions, 2 sessions. Today is the part 1, and we will continue our discussion in the next week also. So all these discussions are happening by the special mercy of Prabhupada, who is our inspiration and also who is the guide for us to take us on the path of spiritual life. Prabhupada is that spiritual master, bona fide guru, who is guiding us on every step of our journey to spiritual world. So before we begin, rather this particular topic, what is a guru, is actually a lecture given by Prabhupada in 1973 in London, England. And Prabhupada begins this lecture by offering prayers to his guru. Very nice, very wonderful. So this, all of us should know, is a very wonderful prayer which all of us can offer to Guru. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So it means, I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my Guru, my spiritual master, opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. So this is the prayer. Now, basically, the disciple is praying that I'm in complete ignorance. My spiritual master, my guru, opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. So offering my respects to him, obeisances unto him. The Prabhupada explains actually this particular prayer in a very nice way. He says, this material world is actually full of darkness. The word Ajnana, this prayer just now we offered to Guru, means ignorance or darkness. In our life also, we are completely ignorant about many things. Hardly we know anything about ourselves or about the world around us. It's a big mystery for all of us, always. It is called Ajnana, or ignorance, avidya. If all the lights in this room immediately went out, we would not be able to tell where we or others are sitting. Right? Just like suddenly the power goes, we cannot see what is there around us. That's how it is. So everything would become confused. Similarly, we are all in darkness in this material world, which is a world of tamas. So basically, Prabhupada is trying to tell us how in the material world, we are in such dense darkness that we are not aware of our own existence. We are not aware of our actual identity, who we are. We are mistaking ourselves to be this body, right? We're talking about this aspect of ajnana, ignorance, from the philosophical point of view. So we have to understand this from that point of view. Similarly, we are all in darkness in this material world, which is world of tamas. Basically, Prabhupada is trying to tell us that our understanding about the world around us and our existence, our identity is what is full of ignorance. Tamas or timira means darkness. Om ajnana timirandhasya. Timira means darkness. Basically, Prabhupada is trying to explain every word of that prayer which just now we offered. This material world is dark, and therefore it needs sunlight or moonlight for illumination. In this material world, we have sun, moon, and electricity. All these things is required for keeping this world with light, right? Illuminate this world. This material world itself is a dark world, right? There is no sun. Suddenly, it becomes dark, cloudy day, it becomes very dull weather. But in the night, when there is no moon, actually, it becomes very dark, right? That way. This material world is actually called world that is beyond this darkness. We get information from Vedic scriptures that there is a spiritual world which is beyond this darkness. So what is the spiritual world is what Krishna is going to give us information in Bhagavad Gita. So we're going to come to the next point of discussion, which is called ignorance is no excuse. Krishna describes about the spiritual world in Bhagavad Gita like this. Na tad bhasyate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. This means that supreme abode of mind is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. Krishna gives the understanding that a spiritual world is full of illumination. There is no need of sun or moon. It's not a dark world, it is full of light. Right? The spiritual world doesn't require sun, moon, or electricity. It is completely bright. Right? And Krishna also gives the information that once you reach the spiritual world, there is no need to come to this material world. So Prabhupada says, the Guru's business is to bring his disciples from darkness to light. Right? So, what is Guru's main responsibility? His main responsibility is to see that the disciples or the dependents who are there will come back from this darkness to light. That is the main business. So the question will be, why is there suffering in the world? Because everyone is suffering because of ignorance. Prabhupada very nicely gives the analogy. Just as one contracts a disease out of ignorance. Somebody is contaminated by some virus or some bacteria or some contamination. He will contact that, and out of ignorance, he has contacted that, he will suffer from a disease. So if one does not know hygienic principles, he will not know what will contaminate him. Right? So if you're not aware of how to be maintaining your health properly, how to have the proper hygienic practices, then you will definitely contaminate. yourself. Therefore, due to ignorance, there is infection and we suffer from disease. So how nicely Prabhupada is explaining that even in the ordinary course of our activities, if we are not careful about our health, not following the hygienic principles, then there is possibility of infection and suffering from disease. A criminal may say, I did not know the law, but this is not the excuse. He will not be excused if he commits a crime. So, the point we are trying to discuss is, ignorance is no excuse. So, a nice example Prabhupada gives. A child, not knowing that the fire will burn, will touch the fire anyway. It doesn't know that if you touch, it will burn. So if it touches like this, nothing will happen, then it will burn. The fire does not think it's a child and it does not know how, it does not know I will burn. The fire is not thinking. Fire is a material element which will act for anybody, whether it is a small child or a big scientist, anybody, the fire will act in the same way. So there is no excuse. We cannot say, I didn't know, I'm not aware, I was not knowing all these aspects. So then that is called ignorance of yours. So in the material world, we are ignorant of many things doesn't mean that just because out of ignorance you do some wrong things, you will not suffer. That's the point which Prabhupada is trying to make here. Just as there are state laws, there are also stringent laws of nature. And these laws will act despite our ignorance of them. So the state laws, which are all completely for the citizens of a particular state, enforced upon them. Similarly, nature has its own laws. And these laws are governed by some very specific ways to function on every person. And these laws are governed actually by Supreme Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Maya Dhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharachara. So, whether you know how these laws act or how these laws don't act, they will act upon us. Provided, if you know how they act, rather, if you do this wrong, this will happen, so you're careful that it is good for you. If you're not careful, then anyway they're going to act on you if you violate the laws. That is the point. So if you do something wrong out of ignorance, we must suffer. That is the law. Ignorance is no excuse. Whether the law is a state law or a law of nature, we risk suffering if we break it. It's a very important principle you have to understand. Whatever the law is, whether it is government law or nature's law or God's law, everything will act upon us and it will be very stringently enforced upon us if we break the law, and we have to suffer for it. So the point is, nobody is free from suffering in this material world. All of us are suffering. Right? So we have come to the point of discussion wherein we have understood that this world is full of ignorance, full of darkness, and people are unaware about their own identity. People are unaware about various aspects in the material world, the complexities of the material world. So going on in the world in a way, the way they want, and in the course of their life, they do so many mistakes, so many wrong things in their life, just like you contaminate yourself with some disease out of ignorance. Likewise, we go on doing many activities out of ignorance. So just because we do some activities out of ignorance doesn't mean there is an excuse for it. Or you will be, you will not be having any reaction for it. Now, the laws of karma are working very stringently. That's the point. So all of us are right now going through different types of pains, sufferings, miseries. Why? Because we have committed many wrongs in the past, many mistakes in the past, and we are continuing to commit mistakes in the present future, in the present time. And this will going to result in the future miserable life for us. So Guru is supposed to point out what is the ignorance we are going through and how to rectify that, how to come out of this ignorance and come to the real knowledge. That's the point. So the next important point which Prabhupada is trying to explain to us is that no one is free from suffering in the material world. All of us are going through different types of suffering in different degrees, in different ways. So the Guru's business is to see that no human being suffers in this material world. One thing which we understood is Guru's business is to see everybody is coming out of ignorance. And Guru's business is also to see that no human being suffers in the material world. See, it's a big responsibility Guru is taking. We are all suffering out of ignorance. So no one can claim that he is not suffering. That is not possible. All of us are going through some or the other suffering in this world. The sufferings are classified into three. They are known as Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, and Adi Daivika. What are these? We'll try to understand. The miseries arising from material body and mind is called Adhyatmika. Miseries from other living entities is called Adi Bhautika, and miseries from the different forces of nature. Like now we are going through winter and it is quite cold with temperatures in single digit. So this is again miseries which all of us have to suffer. So this is called Adi Daivika. So Adhyatmika, miseries from our own body and mind. Adi Bhautika means other living entities give suffering to us, other human beings, other entities, other insects or some animals can give you suffering. And miseries from the forces of nature, like extreme heat, extreme cold, heavy rains. These are all called miseries from the different aspects of nature. So you may suffer mental anguish, agitated too much in the mind and mentally or disturbed. Or you may suffer from other living entities, from ants or mosquitoes or flies, or you may suffer due to some superior power. All this, all of us are experiencing. There may be no rain or there may be flood. They're all the forces of nature acting on us. There may be excessive heat or excessive cold possible. So many types of sufferings are imposed by nature. Thus, there are three types of miseries within this material world, and everyone is suffering from one, two, or three of them. All of us are suffering either by one or two or all three of them every moment. That's our situation. So no one can say that he is completely free from suffering. Right? Nobody can say this. All of us are going through suffering. That is the point we're discussing. No one in this material world is free from suffering. And Guru's business is to see that the entire world is free from suffering. That's what his whole mission is. And we'll now discuss on the point of why there is suffering and what is the solution. So nicely Prabhupada is analyzing every aspect step by step in his talk. We may then ask why the living entity is suffering. The answer is, we already discussed on this point, out of ignorance. Doesn't know what to do, what not to do. So out of ignorance, he is committing something which is not to be done, he is suffering. He does not think, I am committing mistakes and I am leading a sinful life. That is why I am suffering. Right? We go on doing many activities which is not supposed to be done. Go on committing sinful activities, and then we cannot blame anybody else because you are the reason for your own activities. Right? So that's why I suffer. The various pains, miseries, various different situations which we go through in life, very, very painful situations, is all because of our own past doings. It's all coming out as reactions for us. Therefore, the Guru's first business is to rescue his disciples from this ignorance. It's such a big responsibility Guru has, because he's seeing all of us are suffering out of ignorance. So Guru is trying to rescue all his disciples from this ignorance. So don't commit wrong things. Perform only activities which is going to give you actual, real happiness. It's like we send our children to school to save them from suffering. If our children do not receive an education, we fear that they will suffer in the future. So children, why do we send them to school? Because we know that if they don't get proper education, they will be suffering in the future. Similarly, the Guru sees that the suffering is due to ignorance, which is compared to darkness. Right? Just like children, they should be properly educated so that they will not suffer in their future life. Similarly, out of ignorance, right now we are suffering in the material world. The Guru's business is to see that we come out of this ignorance, darkness, and come to the light, understanding, proper knowledge. So, how can one in darkness be saved? Somebody is in complete darkness, you can save him only by light. The Guru takes the torchlight of knowledge and presents it before the living entity enveloped in darkness. This is a prayer we offer to Guru in the beginning, right? The beginning of presentation. That the Guru is saving the living entities, saving all the humanity by giving them the torchlight of knowledge. We are all in complete darkness, dense ignorance in this material world. We don't know what to do, what not to do. So Guru is giving us the right direction. Torchlight of knowledge basically means the right intelligence, right direction with regard to how we should move forward in our life. So this knowledge will relieve him from the sufferings of the darkness of ignorance. See, such a big relief, such a big wonderful solution which the Guru gives us. If we accept the knowledge given by the Guru, then that will relieve us from all the sufferings which we are suffering right now because of our own ignorance. So somebody may ask, so for this, why we have to go to a Guru? We can just take some book, something and read that, or just do what is, just follow whatever comes in my mind, or do something like that. So Prabhupada explains, for this aspect of we coming out of ignorance, it is necessary that we accept a Guru. Why necessity of a Guru is there, or absolute necessity of a Guru is there, is what Prabhupada is going to explain now. One may ask whether the Guru is absolutely necessary. Prabhupada says, the Vedas inform us that he is absolutely necessary. Prabhupada quotes one statement from Vedas, Tad Vijnanartham sa Gurum evapi gachet samitpani shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Very nice statement. It means the Vedas enjoin us to seek out a Guru. Actually, they say to seek out the Guru, not just a Guru. Right? Which means not that anybody can accept as a Guru. Should accept the Guru. And who is that Guru? That Guru is having some qualifications. That Guru is one because he comes in the disciplic succession. Disciplic succession means there is a chain of Guru disciple, say personalities, starting from Lord Krishna. As you can see here, Krishna instructed the science of knowledge to Brahma. Brahma gave the knowledge to Narada Muni. Narada gave it to his disciple Vyasadeva. Like this, this is the chain of Guru-disciple personalities called disciplic succession. So we need to accept a Guru in this disciplic succession or parampara. Very important. So Vedas are telling to seek out that Guru who is coming in the disciplic succession, not anybody and everybody as Guru. Very important point. What Vyasadeva and Krishna taught 5,000 years ago is also being taught now through this parampara or guru-disciple chain, disciplic succession. Whatever Krishna taught 5,000 years ago, Vyasadeva taught us 5,000 years ago, same thing is being taught to us now by the acharyas who are presently available. So there is no difference between the two instructions. Although hundreds and thousands of acharyas have come and gone, the message is one. So the guru principle actually is one only. They all speak the same truth which Lord Krishna has spoken. That's the point. The real guru cannot be two, for the real guru does not speak differently from his predecessors. Because right now we have many so-called gurus, fake gurus. Some spiritual teachers say, in my opinion, you should do this, but this is not a guru. So now Prabhupada is going to explain to us very fine difference between who is a real guru and who is a fake guru or so-called guru. Right? A real guru will never say, in my opinion, you should do this. In my opinion, it is the point. No. He'll only speak based on what his guru has spoken, and that guru is connected in the disciplic succession or the parampara. Such so-called gurus are simply rascals. Prabhupada is very strongly telling. Sometimes people pose as gurus, but they don't have any qualification. They are not connected to any parampara. This parampara is like, one simple example I can give you. This parampara is like the PowerPoint, from where you can draw your power. So the power is coming, power in the socket or the power in that the particular point is not that it is automatically there. It is coming from the main grid, connected to the main grid, right? So likewise, Lord Krishna is the supreme powerful personality from whom this knowledge and all the other aspects required for our deliverance is coming down in the guru-disciple chain. It is called disciplic succession. So Prabhupada is that personality, that guru, who is coming in that chain of guru-disciple personalities, disciplic succession. So connecting to Prabhupada or connecting with Prabhupada will all automatically give us all that knowledge, all that wisdom, what is required for our deliverance. That's the point. So here Prabhupada very nicely explains that there is a difference between so-called gurus who are simply rascals and actual guru who is the spiritual master coming in the parampara. The genuine guru has only one opinion. That is the opinion expressed by Krishna, Vyasadeva, Narada, Arjuna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and 6 Goswamis. So, a genuine guru means he doesn't speak anything which is against what is spoken by the previous gurus and acharyas. What Krishna has spoken, same thing the guru will speak. 5,000 years ago, Lord Sri Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita and Vyasadeva recorded it. Right? 5,000 years ago, whatever Krishna had spoken in the Bhagavad Gita, Vyasadeva, who is again incarnation of Krishna, he recorded all of them. Now, Vyasadeva did not say, this is my opinion. Right? Rather, Vyasadeva wrote, Sri Bhagavanu Vacha. That is, the Supreme Personality of Godhead says, Krishna says like this in Bhagavad Gita, if you see, Sri Bhagavanu Vacha is mentioned many times. Whenever Krishna speaks, this particular phrase is being used. So, Sri Bhagavanu Vacha means Supreme Lord said like this. So Vyasadeva never said, oh, I feel or I think it may be, perhaps. No, he never uses such words. Whatever Vyasadeva wrote was originally spoken by Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whatever Krishna spoke to Arjuna on the battlefield, same thing is recorded by Vyasadeva in Bhagavad Gita. Sri Vyasadeva did not give his own opinion. Right? Vyasadeva never, gave his own understanding or opinion. So with this point, we'll try to discuss on a very important aspect, what is known as real guru versus rascal guru. You have to be very careful because guru is essential, but that guru should be from parampara, disciple succession, guru disciple chain of personalities starting from Krishna. So anybody who will say, I am a guru, should first ask him, what is your disciple succession? Which disciple succession you belong to? You cannot be a self-made guru or self-proclaimed guru or a self-manufactured guru or self-declared guru. Very important, right? That is the point. So real guru versus rascal guru, we have to understand the difference. Consequently, Srila Vyasadeva is a guru. He does not misinterpret the words of Krishna, but transmits them exactly as they were spoken. This is one important quality of a real guru. Like Vyasadeva, whatever Krishna had spoken, he simply gave the same message as it is. No misinterpretation. Right? Whatever Krishna spoke, same message he passed on. That is in a way, a real guru functions. Very nice example Prabhupada gives. If you send a telegram, the person who delivers a telegram does not correct it, edit it, or add to it. Prabhupada is talking during the times of 1970s. Telegram was one means of communication. Right? So when telegram is sent, it's not that the person who is sending telegram, he cannot edit, correct, or add it. So anything in that message, whatever is sent, it will go. It's like we have right now emails or WhatsApp messages, whatever we type or whatever we send as a mail, it will go to the recipient without any editing or correction or adding or subtracting. That is how the communication has to happen. No, simply that the postmaster will deliver this telegram. That is the guru's business. Real guru's business is this. The guru may be this person or that person, but the message is the same. Therefore, it is said that the guru is one. Right? Guru, there cannot be many gurus. The principle of guru is one, because he speaks the same message. What Krishna has spoken, what his predecessor gurus have spoken, same thing. They will not have any distortion in the message. From that context, we can say that guru is only one. Principle of guru is one. In the disciplic succession, we simply find repetition of the same subject. Right? In the Guru Shishya Parampara or the chain of Guru disciple personalities, there is only repetition of the same subject matter. Whatever Prabhupada is speaking was spoken to him by his Guru. And whatever his Guru is speaking, his Guru spoke to him that way. Finally, whatever Krishna has spoken, same thing is being repeated all the way. That is called the real Guru. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna makes a very nice statement. He says, Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam evaishyasi yuktvaivam atmanam mat parayanaha. What does it mean? Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me, and worship me. 4 things Krishna says. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. You become my devotee, offer obeisances to me, and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. Krishna says. So these very instructions were reiterated by all the acharyas. Maybe it is Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and any other acharyas. We're all in the same, in the different Guru Shishya Paramparas. They repeat the same thing. They reiterate the same thing. That's the point. The real Guru means he'll not change the instruction as given by Krishna. Krishna says this: you think of me, you worship me, you become a devotee, offer obeisance unto me. So the same message is being presented by the acharyas in different circumstantial ways, in different situations. The same message is given. The 6 Goswamis also transmitted the same message, and we are simply following in their footsteps. There is no difference. The Goswamis of Vrindavan were only 500 years back. Over here in Vrindavan, they also give the same message to everybody. And Prabhupada says, following in their footsteps, we are also giving the same message to everybody. There is no difference. We do not interpret the words of Krishna by saying, in my opinion, the battlefield of Kurukshetra represents the human body. No. Kurukshetra is a place existing even now, around 200 kilometers from Delhi. That place is even now existing. There is a place where actual battle happened. Right? So there is no question of interpreting or giving our own conclusion with regard to the statements given by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Such interpretations are set forth by rascals. Prabhupada is very strongly using these words. Only rascals do this. In the world, there are many rascal gurus who gave their own opinion, but we can challenge any rascal. So many so-called gurus, they'll give their own interpretation. They will not have any connection with the Guru Shishya Parampara. They have become, on their own, they have become gurus, self-proclaimed gurus, self-manufactured gurus, self-declared gurus. They don't have their any basis just because they have, they think they have become enlightened and they have become guru. That is not the question. That is not the meaning of guru. So Prabhupada says they're all called rascal gurus, and because they give their own opinion, and we challenge any rascal like this. A rascal guru may say, I am God, or we are all God. But these are all wrong things. And a real guru never says this. Real guru says, Krishna is God. We are all Krishna's servants. That is all right. But we should find out from the dictionary what the meaning of God is. The rascal guru may say, we are all God. Everybody is God. You are God. I am God. But what does the word God mean? And dictionary meaning is about God is that God indicates the supreme being. Right? So thus we may ask such a guru, are you the supreme being? Right. So the challenge Prabhupada is putting is, anybody, a guru may say, I am guru, or you're all gurus, you're all gods. So the important understanding, common sense understanding is, dictionary's meaning you have to ask them, are you supreme being? You're telling yourself God. If you cannot understand this, then Prabhupada says we should give the meaning of supreme to that person. What does supreme mean? Any dictionary will inform us that supreme means the greatest authority. Right? Supreme being, supreme basically means the topmost. It's like we have Supreme Court. Supreme means that is the highest authority in any country. Once a decision comes out of Supreme Court, nobody can disrespect or disobey that orders. Final authority, you can say. So supreme means the greatest authority or the final authority, biggest authority. And we may ask, are you the greatest authority? To that person who says, I am God. It's a rascal guru, even though proclaiming himself to be God, cannot answer such a question. Unfortunately, so-called gurus or rascal gurus, they cannot understand, they cannot explain such aspects that, are you supreme? Are you greatest authority? They can't answer such questions. So God is the supreme being and the highest authority. Right? No one is equal to him or greater than him. It's all the Vedas proclaim this. Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasi dhananjaya. There's nobody equal to me or nobody greater than me, Krishna says. Right? This is Krishna's position or Lord's position, God's position. Yet there are many guru gods, many rascals who claim to be supreme. Right? Many such rascals we find, gurus, so-called gurus who tell, I am guru, I am God, I can make you also God, like this. Such rascals cannot help us escape the darkness of material existence. They're only into some business for themselves, to take care of themselves. What they will protect you or save you. And they cannot eliminate our darkness with the torchlight of spiritual knowledge. They themselves are in darkness. What illumination they'll give? This is the point. The bona fide guru will simply present what the supreme guru, God, says in this bona fide scripture. So Krishna is that supreme Guru who, through his disciples, he is broadcasting the message of Bhagavad Gita to everybody. The bona fide Guru means the real Guru will only simply present whatever Krishna has said in the by Krishna in different scriptures. That's all. That is the difference between a real Guru and a fake Guru. A real Guru will never say I am God. A fake Guru will say I am God. A real Guru will present as it is whatever Krishna has spoken. A fake Guru will only give his opinions. A real Guru will always tell that I am servant of Krishna. All of you become servant of Krishna. A fake Guru will simply make a false propaganda that, oh, I am God. You also can become God. All such fake statements and false statements. Okay. Let's continue. A Guru cannot change the message of the disciplic succession. This is one more important principle we have to understand. A Guru cannot change the message of the disciplic succession, which means a real Guru will not change or give his opinion this way, that way. No. Exactly whatever message in the Guru Shishya Parampara is there. Guru, disciple, chain of personalities is there. Same message, just like the telegram example we understood. Okay, when a post is written or a post is sent or telegram is sent, the postman will not edit or add or remove something from what message you are sending. It should go as it is. Similarly, the same message, whatever Krishna has spoken as it is delivered to the disciples by the Guru. That is a Guru's main business, Guru's main function. So, to summarize what we have understood today in this presentation, Prabhupada speaks about the necessity of having a Guru, but that Guru should be bona fide. Bona fide means he should be connected to the Guru Shishya Parampara, called disciplic succession. This disciplic succession begins from Krishna himself. So what is Guru's business? Prabhupada explains in this whole, whatever we discussed so far. I just try to summarize in a few statements. The Guru's business is to bring his disciples from darkness to light. Right? All of us are in complete ignorance. So much of ignorance that we don't know what is the purpose of life, how we should move forward in our life. So Guru's main business is to bring disciples from darkness to light and give them the proper direction, proper knowledge. And Guru's business is also to see that no human being suffers in the material world. Because of ignorance, we are committing so many wrong things. And this committing wrong things is causing us to be entangled in sinful reactions, and we are suffering. So Guru is giving direction to the disciples in a way that they can lead a purified life, a life of complete pious life, a life of happiness, so that nobody suffers in the material world continuously. Suffering is all in different ways. We understood the three types of sufferings, and also the main suffering of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi is also there. So Guru's business is to see that nobody suffers, everybody is delivered from this material world and achieve eternal happiness. Therefore, the Guru's first business is to rescue disciples from this ignorance. Right? That is what Guru is trying to do. How to give this knowledge. That's what happens when you accept Prabhupada as Guru. First thing Prabhupada does for you is to give this knowledge to you. That what are you doing? You are not on the right path. Please take this knowledge. Just you have to follow. Surrender to Prabhupada means follow what Prabhupada has given us, told us. That is Guru's business. The Guru may be this person or that person, but the message is same. Therefore, it is said that the Guru is one. Is the point. The bona fide Guru will simply present what the Supreme Guru, God, says in the bona fide scripture. The bona fide Guru will never give any interpretation of his own. Whatever Krishna has spoken, whatever the scriptures are speaking, same thing he will repeat. Same thing he will present according to time, place, circumstance. So Prabhupada has told us very clearly that you simply chant Hare Krishna mantra every day, fixed number of times. In fact, Prabhupada says, chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna. One round means it is 108 times. Like this, 16 malas if you chant, that is going to, Prabhupada says, assures, is going to give us, is giving us guarantee that I will take you back to spiritual world. Chant 16 rounds and also follow 4 regulative principles, Prabhupada says. 4 regulative principles are no illicit sex, no intoxication, no meat eating, and no gambling. If you follow these 4 things and chant Hare Krishna, totally 5 aspects if you do, Prabhupada gives us guarantee that he will take us to spiritual world. He will relieve us from all suffering. He will relieve us from all this miserable situation and take us back to spiritual world. So with this, we conclude today's session. We'll continue our discussions in our next week discussions. And until then, we will close the session now. Anybody has any questions before we close? You can ask now. In online, any questions are there? Post. There are no questions. So we will close now.